Hi, everybody out there. This is Vanessa Barnez with the Barnez team with Keller Williams Realty at the Lakes, and we're so excited that you're joining us today. We are joined by Scott with Orkin, and we are going to talk about all things pest control and termites. So, welcome, Scott. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Vanessa.
Awesome. Well, Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Philadelphia. Go Eagles.
Go Dolphins.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl in 2017. I'm in Florida. So I've been married. It'll be up 20 years now in May.
Wow.
I have a 19-year-old son. He's in college, and I have a 17-year-old daughter who's on her way to college.
Oh, wow.
And I live in the Davenport area.
Wonderful. So, what got you into pest control?
Well, pest control by happenstance, as I came out the military, and I kind of like the Orkin uniform, since it's similar to the uniform in the military. And I worked for Orkin in New Jersey for about 6 months.
Okay.
It was only for maybe a temporary kind of a thing because I'm not seeing any bugs with 20 inches of snow.
Sure. Which we don't have here, by the way. So for those of you that are listening that are in the north, please, we welcome you into Orlando, Florida.
Yes. So I got into banking after that, and I came to Florida. And the recession hit, and the banking kind of industry, well, we all know what happened in 2008. So I started working with Orkin. I said, well, it was seasonal in Philadelphia and New Jersey, but it's warm here all year round. So, and I love the work. I love the freedom of meeting new people every day. I don't have to punch the clock. And it's very rewarding for me.
That's awesome. I can sense your passion, and of course, you've helped several of my clients recently. So thank you so much for that. And I think one of the important reasons we wanted to bring you on is, of course, bringing value to our clients and bringing value to the public to understand the importance of pest control. And one of the reasons we timed this at this month was because we're coming into a season of termites, correct?
Yes, well, we come up to a season of drywood termite swarm or mating season.
Okay.
The number one hot month it kind of starts at the end of April. May gets really crazy, and June is our number one month of the year for swarming for drywood termites.
Got it. Got it. So what has been your experience here in Florida? There's a saying, I think there's two types of homes, one that have termites or one that'll eventually have termites, right?
But there's three types of homes.
Okay.
Termites, one that will get termites, and one will get termites again.
I didn't think about it from that perspective.
Right. So Florida has three different types of termites: subterranean, drywood, and formosan. What we have to worry about in Central Florida are subterranean termites, which cause structural damage quickly.
Okay.
They're attracted to moisture, soft wood, wet wood. They like the wood that's like a tender, like a sirloin steak.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
And they eat about 15 pounds of wood per week.
One termite or like a swarm of termites?
Well, the worker termites. So there's a king and there's a queen, and then there's worker termites that cause the damage.
Okay.
And there's soldiers that protects the colony from the ant. And then last but not least, you have the swarmers, or what we call the reproductive. So it's a whole caste system, just like an ant: king, queen, soldiers, reproductives, and workers.
That's so cool. I didn't know all that. Thank you. That's so neat. It gives you some perspective, right, on how they operate.
They're highly organized colonies.
Highly organized. I like that. So what are some things that the homeowner out there should know about protecting their home from termites?
Well, the first thing you would want to do is call me for an inspection.
Okay.
But especially when I'm looking around the house, the first thing I notice is the mulch. Especially for subterranean termites, the mulch holds moisture. And if you have it too close to the structure, the termites get in the mulch and they go in through underneath the slab. You want to make sure there's no cracks in the slab. A subterranean termite can access the home through one side of a business card, 1/32 of an inch of a crack in their end. So you want to make sure all the cracks, the settlement cracks around the exterior walls are all sealed up. I would recommend removing the mulch and replacing it with stone, and
Okay.
make sure there's no wood touching, dirt touching the house, like firewood,
Okay.
especially up against the home or too close to the home, that sort of thing. Dry wood termites, um, nothing you can really do to prevent them, except they're flying from trees.
Okay.
So during swarm or reproductive season, which is coming up, um, they don't live in the soil like the subterranean and the Formosan termite. So there's a huge difference. I can't put a barrier around the sky.
Right.
So they're more difficult to control. We do have control methods now that we can actually prevent them from coming in the home. They're
Okay.
they're going to always be attracted to light, window lights, door lights. So most of the activity you're going to see is usually around the window frames and door frames.
Oh, got it.
But
Okay.
drywood termites like the wood, the opposite of the subterranean, who likes the moist, tender wood. The drywood termite usually like the wood that's dry. Hence
Okay.
the word drywood termite. Usually homes that are over 10, 15 years. The ground zero, or Hawaii for drywood termites, I like to see that, is going to be in your attic.
Ah, okay.
The driest wood in the house is in the attic because it's hot. It's drying out that wood, and it creates a temperature in there that's conducive for drywood termites. So most of my damage is going to be around the windows, door frames, and in the attic.
Okay, got it. So let's say someone calls you and they say, I think I have termites. What is that like conversation? What do those steps look like if someone is concerned about something in their home?
Well, definitely want to make sure to give us a call, and I want to make sure I identify the termite because it could be. I've gotten calls where people actually think it's ants, because ants also
Mm,
swarm with wings too.
okay.
Ants have a pinched waist where the termite doesn't have a pinched waist. Um, and if I go in a home, I see all these wings. Usually, it's the drywood termites,
Okay, got
or
it.
they can see little pellets, what we call termite poop, or termite frass, because drywood termites eat the wood and they poop it out.
Okay. Okay.
And the poop is identical. If you put up under a microscope, it has I believe, an 8 point on each individualized poop. Some people will think sawdust is termites, or ants that are get into the walls and they kick out the dirt, and they think it's termites, but it's really ant kick out, which is really just pest control service.
Okay.
You always want to have your home checked minimally once a year.
Okay. So hear that, guys, once a year. So let's say someone's bought a year ago, right? And they
Mhm,
had their typical standard WDO inspection.
mhm.
It's been a year. So now they should call you and have you come out and inspect the property, right? I'm sure there's a cost involved, right? But they'll call you, you'll come out and evaluate. And then what are some options that they can do after you guys come out and evaluate the property to protect their home?
Depending on the termite, but I just like the last home, one of your clients, I recommend a full guarantee on both subterranean and drywood protection.
Okay.
I don't want to wait till I get the termites and then try to get them out of the house.
Right.
Much harder. It's much more intensified, and you're going to have damage. So, I mean, our home is our biggest investment that we have, and homeowners insurance does not cover for termite damage.
Listen
Most
to
people don't
that.
realize.
Listen to that, guys. Homeowners insurance does not cover you for termite or termite damage. So this is an extra sort of insurance to protect your home.
Correct.
That's
So
huge.
once we treat the home and we preventatively treat the home, which is less evasive, because I'm gonna tell you, once the termites, especially subterranean termites, get into the house, we have to vertically drill, we have to down drill your brand new tile, and we're gonna damage your flooring to
Mm,
get them out of your walls.
Okay. Okay.
So it's always better to be a preventative treatment. It's just an exterior treatment. We apply 4 gallons every 10 feet around the house of a product called Termite. So we put approximately 100 gallons of product. Dry wood termites will treat the exterior windows, the door frames, blocks them from coming in, and will treat all of the exposed wood in the attic. So that leaves a residual kill. Once dry wood termites enter the home, we normally have to tent the house.
Okay, so when you see the tenting, the dry wood is for those tenting. Got
So,
it. Okay.
and that's expensive. You got to move out, for 3 days. We're going to kill all your shrubbery around the house. You got to get all the food out the house. Give us your key. And I don't like giving my key away. I get more people. I got to give you, yes, you got to give us your key, so, and then we're going to tent the home, and that leaves no residual. As soon as you take the tent off, they fly right back in the next day.
Got it.
But
So
you won't know they're back until like the 3rd or 5th year when it becomes a more mature colony.
right, got it. So here's my takeaways is go ahead and if you haven't had your house inspected in a year or more, call and get an inspection. And then if there's no termites found, get a bond, right? That's what you call it, like a termite bond to protect the home, right?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. So we're gonna see a couple pictures with some damage on here in a moment. All right. So here's your drywood termites, right? Which we
Yes.
talked about.
Now, drywood termites actually affect the entire community. They don't just go to Vanessa's house. It's the whole community. So they're flying from oak trees during mating season, May and June primarily. And they get into the attic, as you can see there at the bottom. The termites are inside the wood, in the attic, or around the door frames and window frames.
Okay, awesome.
That there is just simple evidence of drywood termites. Most people are going to see the pellets, but sometimes they'll think that it's just dirt or dust, and they'll sweep them up and ignore them. The queen lives for 30 years, and how she eats is that she had these little white, little nasty, little wormy maggot little things called workers that pushes the poop out the wood or out the walls.
Oh.
And they can be any color: white, black, brown, green, yellow. But as you can see, each one is identical. And it doesn't break down in your forefingers like sawdust would.
Got it. Okay, so that's a key. So if you see something like that and it's not breaking in your hands, it's probably some sort of termite excrement.
Termite fry.
All right, awesome. I think we have another slide. So what is this an example of?
This is a house I went to yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes, and we had to tent the home, and this is a crawl space home. As you can see, this is the flooring, and you can see the poop inside the damaged floor. And they've been there for a while.
Wow.
This is a wood frame home. This is an older home. It's probably 40, 50 years old. I do a lot of historic churches and businesses. And I've tenanted Gessler's Clinic. I do a lot of the industrial as well as private homes. But this is what you're normally going to see. Once they get into the flooring and the walls, it's going to be an automatic tent fumigation.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine what the damage is going to be on that one. Wow.
They were doing the whole floor.
Yeah.
These are the wings.
Okay.
But where are the bodies? So these are the future kings and queens. So they fly in from the oak tree. They weasel themselves around the window frame. They break their wings off, and the male and female will mate. And they're going to find a piece of dry wood to bore into, and they're going to have babies called workers to feed the new king and queen. My daughter goes, a couple of years ago, he said, "Daddy, why did God create these termites?" If you walk in the forest, sometimes my son and I used to walk in the forest, have some, father and son time when he was 4 or 5, and we'll see a log.
Right.
We'll step on a log thinking it's a strong log and a whole log just explodes.
Right.
Or you'll see these dead trees around the community. You should really get all the tree stumps removed. People cut the trees down and leave the stump. Well, termites are God's way of natural composting. So to a termite, when they get into the house and now the third year, now they're swarming inside the house, they think your house is a forest.
They're very happy, but we are not.
So they're looking for new ways to set up new colonies in the house. That's
Sure.
always a tent fumigation.
Interesting. All right. And then we talked a little bit about the treating, but here's kind of the overview, right? For your dry wood, it's going to be a whole house fumigation, right?
Correct. Well, no, depending on if you catch it soon enough, we have new technologies that are available to Orkin.
Oh.
I see a little bit of poop at the door frame. Why am I tinting the entire house? So about 40 years ago, we came up with a new kind of a treatment called a DLT, directed liquid residual treatment.
Okay.
So in other words, if they're pooping, I know where they are.
Ah, okay.
So we can foam out, we can treat the wall, we can treat directly where they are, directed liquid residual treatment, as long as we can access it. Now, if you have wood floor, if I see wings on wood floor, yeah, it's a fumigation. But if you have poop, in the bathroom and the termite poop near the doorways or windowways, 80% of the time we can take care of it without tending the home, and it's much cheaper as well.
Yeah, that's good to know that there are alternatives. And, you want someone like Scott, of course, who has extensive experience in this to be able to properly identify, because I'm sure there's some, people out there that might just say, oh, we got to tint your house, right? And then to have those alternatives and options for clients, I think is really critical. Now, I want to, anything else you want to add before we kind of do a quick little wrap up?
The biggest thing is the inspection.
Okay.
And if you call me, coming from Vanessa and her company, I will not charge you a penny for the inspection.
Well, look at that, guys.
Yes.
Just say you saw it on the Barnes team video here. That's awesome. And I just heard actually you got an award. What was that award for?
President's Club. I'm number 1 in the region, number 3 in the state of Florida, number 20 something in the world.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So how did you get that that honor?
Being the top 1% in sales in the company.
That's amazing. And you do that by being honest, right? Because with honesty and integrity,
I take care of my customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Customer service, guys, is key on this. And I mean, like I said, Scott just helped one of our dear clients get their bond on their property that just closed. I mean, Scott just knocked it out of the park, and we're so appreciative of your time. And thank you so much. All right, do we have any questions from the audience? Not at the moment. All right, guys, if you have any questions, just feel free to let us know. And if you have any questions or concerns about your home right now where you're like, I think it might be, because we are coming into the swarming season, give Scott a call and he's happy to be of service.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Scott. Take care.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye-bye.